can tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
Raider Nation, what is going on? Coming to you guys live from Sahara, Las Vegas, inside of Chickies and Pete's Crab House and Sports Bar. Joined with my special guest co-host for this week, for week 5, Simone. Raider, what is up, dude?
Yo, what's up, RaiderCody? Thank you for having me again. It's a nice place up in here, man, and I can't wait to get this game started tomorrow, but right now, we're just having a good time right now, and I'm excited for this game, man.
It's the night before, man. It's 5 o'clock on a Saturday in Las Vegas. Raider Nation's coming in. They're getting amped up. We're 3-1.
Yeah.
You can look at this in a bad way if you want to. I'm looking at it in a good way. We're 3-1. Would you look at this 4 weeks in and predict? If anyone said 3-1 4 weeks in, I'm going to say I'll take it.
Nobody saw us being here at 3-1. I mean, we lost last week, but at the end of the day, we still tied for first place in the AFC West, and we still can go out and win tomorrow's game. So I'm excited to see what we do this weekend, man.
So let's talk about this matchup tomorrow. Going through, we've been tracking injuries like crazy for the last 3 weeks. Richie Incognito obviously still out. Derek Carrier moved to IR. Wasn't a big loss. The two to me is obviously there's Damon Arnett, who was rotating in as a starter, right? He was rotating in, filling in at that opposite corner position of Mullen, but now Mullen's out too.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing.
Probably the biggest.
Yeah, because having Damon Arnett, I don't think is a big loss, because we still have a guy in Amik Robertson that I do think stepped in real well in the slot for him, when Damon Arnett wasn't on the field, I think we still have a solid cornerback in Amik Robertson to take over, and we still have Nate Hobbs out there.
Yes.
So we'll be okay. I think the biggest blow that we do have is Trayvon Mullen, but having Amik Robertson on the opposite side of Casey Hayward, we should be okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so too. It's cool that it just so happens that Amik Robertson, even though that we drafted him and we had this prototypical, he's going to be a slot corner. Yeah. He's going to be the slot guy. He's going to be the next dude. We're going to groom him up. He's a late round draft pick. He played good, obviously, on the outside in college. We're going to make that adjustment and let him play slot. That didn't go over so well. We saw him on the field a few times last year. Yeah. It just didn't suit his ability. That's why they switched him back this year. And even before the injuries, he was playing back outside again. They just moved him back outside. Yeah. He might have a size disadvantage, and they tested that with, I believe was it Mike Williams out there on the field?
Man, he's a dog, bro.
Yeah.
He still went out there and got that pass deflection. I mean, last year, I don't know whether you could blame him too much or Paul Gunther's defensive scheme, but this year he's looked much better out there with Gus Bradley. So, like I said, man, I'm okay with having him out there opposite of Casey Hayward.
Yeah, man. Flipping over to the other side of the ball, we have the Bears injuries, right? We have Jesse James out. Akeem Hicks, doubtful. Khalil Mack's been questionable, not hardly practicing all week, so he's a little banged up.
But I'm pretty sure he's going to play. He's going to want to play.
Yeah, he's definitely going to play.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he made comments about that, right? So,
he did.
So shout out to Raider Post. Follow Raider Post on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you do your social medias. He had shared a clip. They had brought up, what does it mean, like, playing this team? What makes it different than other teams? Oh, I don't know. Obvious the answer, right? He's not going to say anything. He's going to be like, oh, well, I want to beat the crap out of him because they traded me. He's not going to say that obvious answer. He didn't go with the obvious answer. He didn't go with, oh yeah, man, I got a chip on my shoulder. I want to stick it to him. That was the narrative 2 years ago in 2018, right? When he didn't stick it to us. I don't even think he didn't do nothing. I didn't even know he played that game, to be honest.
I mean, the guy that we drafted with his pick did something in that game.
Is that number 28, Josh Jacobs?
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. What?
3 touchdowns. The whole point is, he came out and he said basically that. Almost like he missed us, like not the Raiders specifically, but he missed Raider Nation. He was looking forward to playing in front of us fans.
I mean, who doesn't miss us, man?
I don't, because I'm always here. I'm telling you, man, it's really good because I've always had this hunch. There's once a Raider, always a Raider, just not tomorrow. Definitely not tomorrow, but I'd love to see number 52 back in the silver and black again in his future, maybe a little Charles Woodson-esque.
I think it could happen. I think, honestly, it could happen. Later down the road, maybe we could see number 52.
Or next week. Maybe he stinks it up and we throw a first-round pick at him again, and they bite on it.
He's going to have to ask Denzel Perriman for that number 52, though.
Oh, you got to give it up.
Oh, yeah.
You got to give it up.
Here you go, man.
There's too many jerseys out there already.
Oh,
I still got one in the closet. This could be a time now, we saw it in 2018, where Josh Jacobs completely went off against the Bears, right? We've struggled through 4 weeks with the run game. absolutely struggle. We get small glimpses when our ball carriers in the open field. Anybody, Peyton Barber, Josh Jacobs obviously is a beast. I mean, he gets the tackler one-on-one. He's making moves. He looks nimble, even though he's coming off an injury, which he practiced in full twice. I guess I could have added that to the injury report because that's big for us. Practiced in full the last 2 practices. So is this a time in a week where we can kind of flip the script in our run game and get back to maybe a 3-touchdown Josh Jacobs again?
I'm hoping so, man. Like you said before, man, our run game has been struggling these first 3 weeks of the season against the Chargers. When his first game back, this dude didn't really do nothing, but they utilized him in the passing game, which was kind of good to see. But I'm expecting Josh Jacobs in this game to have that little chip on the shoulder, especially being that pick that we gave up or that we got for Khalil Mack. I think he's going to go out there and want to show out, especially in front of the Raidernation. And in, the first week of the season, he had about, two touchdowns in that game?
Yeah.
And then he was out for the next 2 games. So I think coming into this game in Las Vegas in front of the Raidernation, I think he's going to want to go out there and show out. So I'm expecting a solid game from him. I'm not going to say he's going to go out there and score 3 touchdowns like he did the first time we
But at least he's mostly healthy, right? He's not going to be he's never going to be 100%, let's be honest. He's never going to be 100%, but he's 90, 85, 90, I would say. If you're practicing at full, he's the dude that, I mean, he's got to dang near have a broken bone to not play.
Who I'm expecting to at least kind of show out is Kenyon Drake, though.
Ooh,
I mean, he hasn't done – I mean, I've been vouching for this guy ever since we picked him up in free agency, but he hasn't really shown me a lot. But maybe with Josh Jacobs out there,
really mix it up.
Yeah, it should definitely help him out, hopefully. I'm just hoping that he could go out there and show us why he was worth that 2-year, $11 million.
Yeah. Even though Khalil Mack's not the Khalil Mack that we remember from a couple of years ago, he's still going to be a dominant force, and I think that's where we just attack him no matter what out of the backfield. Yeah. Whether it's running in their face or just moving all over the backfield. We got to spread that defensive line out and not let them just focus in and zero in on quarterback Derek Carr, because he has a carousel of offensive linemen right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's getting ugly.
Oh, yeah.
The offensive line has probably been, maybe the most underwhelming position so far this season.
And it's crazy because a lot of analysts were, really doubting our offensive line. And us Raider fans was out here, saying, we still have a good offensive line. And in the first 4 weeks, they've been struggling a bit, man, especially our rookie, man. Our rookie, Alex Leatherwood, has been kind of underwhelming for me. But hopefully, I heard that they're switching things up. And hopefully that does help us in tomorrow's game.
There could be a chance that he's playing right guard. I mean,
that's what I heard, that they're going to move him at guard and probably put Parker on the outside.
They practiced him like that. Does it happen? I don't know. I think it could.
It should.
I'm going to be about 80% leaning towards Leatherwood at right guard. And I'm not going to be mad about it because he's still been good in the run game. Yeah. And that's what you're going to do as a guard. He's a big guard. Yeah. But, I mean, so was Clutch Yosemite. We've had big guards. Tom Cable loves his big offensive lineman. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Andre James is a big center.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's not a good example because he's been struggling a little bit too. But, I mean, it's just time, I think, for this offensive line to start meshing a little bit more. Pre-snap penalties, I felt like it's declined a little bit, but we just need to keep them down. We need to keep working on that because that's the dumb stuff that you can't do. I get getting blown up. I get giving up 3 or 4 sacks, but giving up 3 or 4 sacks is one thing because you're at least giving the offense a chance to make a play. Yeah. Having that play blow up before it even happens is
frustrating.
That's bad.
And Leatherwood has been known to do that so far this season. And he's been one guy. I'm still optimistic for Alex Leatherwood, but what I've seen so far in these first 4 weeks have been really, really underwhelming. But I'm hoping that he, cleans it up tomorrow. I mean, he's going to play at the guard position, and I can't really fault him because he is playing against, elite edge rushers out there. He played against T.J. Watt, Joey Bosa, and then going into this week's matchup, you got Khalil Mack on one side, Robert Quinn on the other side. I'm pretty sure that they wanted to move him in so he doesn't get exposed out there. I mean, Brandon Parker was okay last season. I'm not going to say he was that bad, but he was an okay tackle for us when he had to fill in for our guys when they were injured.
Well, and we talked about it a little bit already, but Amika's a dude that has that go-get-him mentality. He has that dog mentality. He wants to get out there. He wants to fight. He wants to prove himself. That's all he talks about. He's not the guy that doesn't get the playing time he feels like he deserves and takes down the team. Oh, man, I need to be out there, man. No, it's more of a go ahead, just let me get my shot, and we're going to make this thing happen. So I'm pretty pumped on Amik Robertson. And I'm also glad he's number 21 and not 41 because that was ugly.
I know, but that's a big number to carry, man. If you want to rock that 2-1, he's got to go out there and show it. And for these next 3 weeks, if he's going to be opposite of Casey Hayward, we're going to expect him to be a shutdown corner out there, man.
Yeah. Jalen Richard playing this week. Hope he's up to the job. Did you see his hair this week?
I didn't.
Dude, it is
Crazy?
wild. Like
it
it
like
is.
out?
I mean, it looks like. I mean, obviously, it was like helmet hair, right? But he's got it grown out, man. Like it looked like a little electricity hit him or something. It just, poof.
It's probably the electricity over there at SoFi Stadium.
Oh, when we had the rain delay.
The rain delay
in a
in
dome?
an indoor stadium.
In a dome.
How'd that happen?
We're sitting there, right? And obviously you were there.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there at our seats, and I hear over the intercom, if you guys can please step out of your seats for a minute and get yourself under cover until the rain goes away. I'm like,
I think we're undercover, you know?
we're literally inside. Like, that's what we did walking through the door. We got undercover.
I think they were expecting the rain to come around, you know?
Oh, yeah. Like, little side action, huh? Real windy, come through the doors. It's unfortunate. I hate playing guys like this because I love Justin Fields. Him coming out. He's one of those, it was like a just Deshaun Watson coming out, right? Not the top prospect, but I knew he'd be somewhere in the first round. But his competitiveness in college, that's what separates these guys.
Yeah.
Like, Justin Fields was that guy that, I mean, went out there, he was injured, he was hurt, he's playing in championship games, just going balls to the wall.
And hey, he's a dual threat quarterback. So, I mean, we played a couple of those in the first couple of weeks. You know, we had Lamar Jackson. Justin Herbert could run here and there. But, I mean, he's a guy that if nothing's open, he's going to run. So we got to put some pressure on him. And I've said it in my pregame preview, is that we need to apply pressure on this rookie quarterback. He's going to make rookie mistakes. So let's force him into making those rookie mistakes.
We're a top 2 team in pressures, top 3 team?
Yeah, man.
We're up
Mad
there.
Max, Mad Max. Unique.
It's time for Yannick to get in there and actually, like, really, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think just it being, like, a little bit of complimentary to his tag teammate, Max, is good, but not good enough.
Yeah, he still.
You want to really see it on the stat sheet.
Yeah, I don't think does he have a sack this season?
I don't know if he does. Maybe one.
Maybe. Okay.
Somewhere in there, like a half sack maybe.
Yeah.
I think he's been in the mix.
He's always getting there, but just not.
Yeah. You know what? Let's. Oh man.
What are we talking about?
The elephant in the room.
Talking about Chucky?
Yeah, we're talking about Chucky.
Oh,
John Gruden. We got to talk about it. Because unfortunately this got dropped on us. And I was just talking, we walked out front, and that was the first thing I see Rob from Black Sunday. And Rob's like, yeah, what do you think about this thing with John Gruden?
10 years ago?
I'm like, dude, yeah. I'm like, first of all, a long time ago. Second of all, are you really surprised? I mean, yes, is this a shocker? Could anybody have guessed it that knew anything about? No. But are you surprised that something like this happens? No. If it's not this, it's something else.
Especially because we're winning right now, they got to bring something up, right?
Got to bring something up. We're 3-1.
It wasn't even working for us.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Years ago.
Yeah. Bruce Allen, the Buccaneers' old GM, was, I guess, like, oh man, John Gruden's 3-1. We better drop a bombshell on him right now. It's one of those things where it's like Raider fans. What are we hoping for here? To not have a complete whole wrench thrown in our plans.
I mean, my biggest question is, how did they get a hold of that email?
I mean, yeah. It's not just how they got a hold of it, because I understand they're doing an investigation. But how did the media just get a hold of it to just dump it out there like that, right? If you're doing an investigation. If you're doing an investigation like that, how do you just pull this record, pull this email, and just be like, we're going to throw it to TMZ?
It's a slow day in news, that's why.
Yeah, it's a slow day of news, but it's always a busy day of news when it's in Raidernation.
Out of all things, an email from 10 years ago. And they're trying to cancel my boy. So
last year, here's a good point right here. Last year's COVID protocol, hard to find something to poop on us for this year.
And then remember a couple of years ago in 2017 when we were 2-0?
Yeah.
And they wanted to make that whole national anthem like a thing,
yes.
man. It came out of nowhere. And then it started going downhill, man. I'm praying that this doesn't affect the team at all.
Yeah.
They don't cancel John Gruden or not have him go out there and coach. I mean, I hope it just goes away. I mean, the team came forward, already said their apologies and whatnot. John Gruden has said the same thing too. So I mean, hopefully,
I love it.
Hopefully it's not affecting us in any more way, like from tomorrow on. Hopefully it just passes.
Here's our thing is now we need to win so much more than before, because it's one. Okay, any other time we go 3-2, not that big a deal. Don't panic. You're above 500.
Yeah.
Well, let's pick it up. Let's get the second half of this season, or almost second half of the season, and keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Now if you lose, I can see it within an hour after we lost.
It's because of John Gruden.
Yeah, John Gruden lost the locker room. That's going to be the first thing that's said that would be said if we lost, but it's not going to happen. But that's why it's so much bigger.
We're just going to win, baby. That's all we're going to do.
Okay, now we're getting all kinds of sports talk in here. Fury versus Wilder, who wins?
Tyson Fury and Wilder? I'm taking Fury in that one.
You think Fury?
I think so. Are you going Wilder?
I mean, it's not fun to agree with you.
Oh, you're agreeing with me? Okay,
No, I'm
okay.
not. No, I'm not. We were patient with Miller. We should be patient with Andre and Leatherwood. I agree.
Okay, so I do want to
Yes.
answer that because a lot of people have been talking about that. Have been saying that, you know, like you see the same thing that happened to Miller. You know, we had to, but the difference with Miller's year in 2017 and our year this year, we have no room for mistakes out there. You know,
No.
if anything happens to Derek Carr because of Alex Leatherwood, then our whole season's done. You know,
Yeah.
That 2017 season, we weren't really fighting for anything. But in 2021, we have a good chance of making it into the postseason. So Alex Leatherwood has got to step up his game if he wants to be that guy on this offensive line. Or we could
Agreed.
just sub him out. But I think he's going to be a much better offensive lineman at the guard position.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Hopefully, right?
Hopefully.
I mean,
I do trust Brandon Parker a little bit more right now than Alex Leatherwood. We'll see.
the reason we're so patient with Colton Miller mainly, too, is because of his injuries,
Yeah.
right? He had like sprained his knee like a bazillion times.
Yeah.
6 games or something like that. So, obviously, Leatherwood had that injury, side injury, too. You never know what he's playing through. Every NFL player, no matter what, is going to be playing through injuries. Even if they're not on the injury report, someone's going to be hurt, you're going to be waking up. You might not be on the injury report at all. Your neck hurts, your elbow hurts, your ankles hurt, both your knees hurt, your hips hurt.
You're never 100%.
No, you're gonna be
when
sore.
the season starts, you're never 100% each and every week. You can
Yeah.
just try your best to be out on the field.
Again, Sahara, Las Vegas. We're inside this week of the Chickies and Pete's Crab House and Sports Bar. Amazing.
It's lit in here, bro.
Dude, 50
So many
televisions,
Heck, we
8,200 square feet. You got 2 bar areas.
And we got a TV that's sideways, bro.
That's sideways. So that's okay. If you get tired, you take a nap, you lay down, and you
For real.
go watch the game.
It's nice in here, man. Bro, you could do anything and everything. And we got Black Sunday outside as well, man.
Black Sunday gear, always
You
coming in
already
clutch.
know.
Ooh.
Always got to rock the Black Sunday. But
You got sauce on your shirt, too, man.
do I? Hey.
Nah,
I do
gotcha.
got sauce.
So, Raider Nation, appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
And we will see you tomorrow night, post-game, 401, right?
Yes, sir. Just win, baby.
Let's get it, Raider
Let's
Nation.
get it.
We will see you guys in about 24 hours.
You tell them one thing.